cross promotions, just giving fighters that ability to get that exposure.
I'll start by introducing myself, I guess. My name is Matt. I usually go by Coach. And I don't even know what the hell Only Fighters is anymore, to be honest. It's pivoted so many times. And basically, I'm just doing interviews with fighters now whenever someone sparks my interest.
Oh,
But I've also been creating animations, and that's a whole other aspect. But anyway, so start by introducing yourself, and then we'll hear all about you.
well, I'm Martyna Krol. I'm 29 years old. I've been fighting for almost 12 years. I've been boxing for 3, but I started with Muay Thai. So then I transitioned to bare knuckle boxing, and then eventually I got with this league. So now I'm boxing, I guess. Long story
Okay.
short.
What's the league that
A
you're
Team
fighting?
Combat League, and I would like to promote because we're fighting this Thursday in our hometown. We were supposed to fight Philly, but they backed out because they just lost against Boston. So now we're fighting Miami, but same effort, same results, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how does that work? You're fighting against different cities, so it's like a team thing?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Tell me about it. How does that work?
Yeah, basically, so I believe there's 8 or 9 teams. I don't even know myself anymore, but so we travel, we usually fight from in between 2 weeks to 1 week apart, like after each fight. So we stay very busy. We fight different teams and then we score points as a team because it's not like you just get like 1 or 2 rounds max. So you
Okay.
can kind of get like out there and then like you just go and then next person goes in and then we yeah, that's basically it. Like, yeah, it's super cool
Okay.
though. I love it.
I remember there was a promotion that used to do it that way. I believe they were called IFL.
Oh,
And
I don't know.
they had like 5 people, and then each person would like have their own fight, and then there would be a scoring system and whatever. But
Yeah.
okay, awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
um what had caught my attention about you initially was your last fight. I saw that girl during the pre-fight press conference. So what was she saying to you, and why did that all start?
Why did she say that to me? You gotta have to ask her. Because I thank God I'm not her, but literally I was just like, I'm cutting weight, so everything is good. We like getting on scale. Like sometimes people like to talk shit. I don't really do that much, especially when I'm like, you're like dehydrated, you're feeling like shit. I don't have time to like. I don't even care what you're telling me, honestly, lady. Like for real. And then she thinks she's like this like thug man, and all in my face. And then she told me because one of my teammates was like, because she was already talking shit to me before, and then one of my teammates told her like, look at her, like when we had a face off, she said he said, look at her having her chin up, and then she was like, right after when we had the face off, she was like, oh, she's gonna have her chin up, and then she was like, I don't need no drug test because I left my dick at home. Like what? Like what? Like crazy. I'm just like, okay. As if that's
Huh.
gonna change anything. Like they try to scare you, but it's not really terrifying because what else can you do more than actually going out there tomorrow and we're fighting? You can talk all the shit you want, but at the end of the day, you're not really gonna scare me. Like I understand that some people use this as an intimidation method, but I'm experienced too. Like, maybe not in the sport specifically, but I've been through like real life battles, like with Muay Thai, I fought the best in the world and stuff. So, talk all you want, but we're seeing each other tomorrow.
Well, that's awesome. You're able to go in unfazed.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I was. I didn't really give a fuck. I'm sorry for my language.
No, it's
PG-13
okay.
here.
You can swear all you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't bother me any. I don't think it's gonna get it taken down off YouTube or Rumble or
Nah,
anything. So,
I doubt
I
it.
wouldn't worry. How did that fight go? I know you won, but how did you win?
I'll tell you this. I did what my coaches told me to do, and I executed the plan. I did exactly what I had to do, which is they just told me like just throw your jab, even if you just have to use your jab because I mean I'm known for my jab, like that's my best weapon. Like my left hand is so good. I'm not gonna lie about that. And basically, how did it go? I was a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, of course I was nervous because you get they try to get
Right.
to your head, but at the same time, it's just like I know it was all bark. Though I just kind of knew, and like I just looked her up online earlier, like before the fight, and I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like fighting somebody who's like 28-2 in pro boxing, and I just started boxing. Like, how is this matchup even a fucking match? But I was like, Jesus, take the wheel at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, whatever, we're going in there. I'm not gonna back out. I'm not a bitch. And I went out there, and once I got out there and I established my jab, I kind of felt like I started feeling very comfortable. Like, and my footwork is really good. So yeah, I just trusted my trainers and my abilities. Yeah. And and my leg work, my footwork, because I'm really good. Like as you can see during the fight, many times I'll just like she would try to attack and she would end up literally on the ropes, over the ropes, because I'm already moved away. And then the only shots she's gotten is just these tiny shots that didn't like even like hurt. Like I swear to God, like I would tell you the truth because I've been hit hard before, but that stuff didn't hurt. So she was definitely hesitant to come inside because she didn't know how to cross that jab. And that was my main game, basically staying long, right? And but she was so short that some punches would like go over her head. Like it sucked, sometimes when you're fighting a shorter person. But then she finally came inside. Like I told you, small
Yep.
shots, very light, nothing major at all. And then she just cut me with one over the top when we were clinching. But that was
Yeah.
the only spot she got me with. And it's just like, and then she's gonna come out there talking crazy shit. Like, girl, let go of this. Like, it's weird. People are weird, but
And so you ended up winning. That was it by knockout, by
no,
TKO?
no, it
No,
was my
by
decision.
by decision. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. But
Hmm.
you spent the whole fight beating her up. So yeah,
I controlled the whole fight.
controlled the whole fight.
I played the game I wanted to play. I was not too aggressive. I was waiting for her to just counter her. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to win this round. It's
Yep.
not like you have to understand like we're working as a team here. So it's not about like getting out there and trying like if you get caught, then your team is losing 3 points already. You know what I mean? So you have to think like that. Like, okay, be smart. Like, don't do what you want to do, but do what your trainer tells you to do. So yeah, I
Okay.
I did the plan perfectly. So I'm pretty happy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's get into your next fight. Who are you fighting next? And that's
Here in my
Thursday,
hometown of
right?
Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Yes.
Awesome. And that's this Thursday for what promotion?
Team Combat League. And
Team Combat
everybody follow Atlanta Attack because we're
Atlanta
badass. We're the
Attack.
baddest team on the team. I promise you.
Awesome. I'm gonna make sure to put it up on screen
Please
when
do.
I post this, and
Yeah,
then also your Insta, so that way they can find you.
please
Uh,
do.
of course. Awesome. So let's get into some other questions. Do you have a fight name?
I do, but honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't even look her up.
No, no, no. Do you have a fight name?
Oh, me? Oh,
You,
yes, yes. The
you,
bully.
the bully.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that. You seem so nice.
That's why I'm saying like the nickname doesn't really fit me no more because like I never really did, but like because I started fighting in Thailand and they started
Okay.
calling me that, you know. But I do
Because
have
you're
a bully
bullying him around.
personality. Yeah, I bully people around, but yeah,
All right, all right. As long as you're having fun with it, I guess.
I love it. Apart
Um,
from the weight cuts, I hate this shit. You get this on camera. I hate this motherfucking weight cut.
so that brings me to the next question. How much weight are you cutting? What do you walk around at? And then what do you fight at?
I work at 140 and I cut to because we have 4 pounds allowance, so I cut 10 pounds.
Okay. It's not
Yeah.
too bad then.
For females it's harder, you know what I mean? Than males. It's like biologically help me out here.
Biologically.
Yeah, proven that it's harder
Okay.
for females. So
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've
yeah,
heard that
it's true.
before.
Yeah.
Um, I think weight cutting itself is kind of sanctioned cheating in a way, but everybody's doing it. So it's kind of like you have a disadvantage if you don't do it. And
Yes, you do.
so it's a weird system that I hope gets fixed somehow, but I don't have the answer.
I don't know why they cannot just like be like, hey, what way do you walk around it? Okay, max pounds you're gonna cut is 3 pounds. Boom, get into that division or something like that. You know what I mean? Instead
But
of
then
like
they'd have
other
to,
people.
yeah, they would have to do like a random weigh-in during their training camp and be like, all right, this is what you weigh. You cannot fight at this weight class because that's 25 pounds less than what you walk around at right now, or something like that,
Yeah.
based off of their body weight percentage. Or what I think would really be good would be doing a second weigh-in, like a day of weigh-in where you have like a 10-pound allowance or 15-pound allowance or something like that.
No, because like as soon as I weighed in at like 130, because I usually fight like with my regular fights, I'm a 125, right?
Yeah,
So you understand like once I'm weighed in, I gained the 10 pounds like that. Boom.
right,
So I don't want no goddamn weighters in the same weight day. Like, no. I mean on
right.
fight.
That's what I'm saying though, because then that's gonna get people to cut weight less because they're gonna need it to be more manageable. So it's gonna be a healthier weight cut because now it's less weight that they're having to lose, you know. But
Oh
I
no.
understand that by trying to cut weight, it would definitely make it harder, and that's kind of the point of it, honestly, is to make it
I
harder.
don't know why they do this to people, honestly. Like, I just don't know. But at the same time, I feel like I know promotions that actually weigh in the same day as the fight. So that's even worse. So I hope they never do that to us. Like, you know.
Right, right. But I mean, there's all kinds of different ways they can figure it out.
Yeah.
I think that, weight cutting is probably the most unhealthy part of the sport.
And it's the
And
worst thing.
yeah, it's the most dreadful. And yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully somebody figures it out. Just not me. All right, next question. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be and
A
why?
lion.
A lion. Why is that?
Yeah. Because I always love lions and I love horses too, so it's a hard. But you know, a lioness because no matter how hard the times get, I always made it through. And these are tough, you know? So
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
Awesome.
But
Uh,
I've been told I look like a giraffe, so I don't know.
a giraffe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see that, but I don't know. Everybody's got perceptions, you
Mhm.
know. Okay. So next one, actually last one. If you were given $5 million to help change the world, what would you do with it? Pocket it.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I would definitely keep it. You said 5,000 or 5 million?
5 million.
Five
The
million?
numbers are arbitrary though. The number doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 million is not enough to change the world, I feel like. But
5 million isn't enough to change the world.
I don't think so because everybody is
To
so fucked
start
up
a
in the
change.
head, you know?
All right, say 5 billion.
Okay, well, I would keep 1 billion in my pocket just to keep safe. No, no jokes here. And then I would, man, honestly, like I love animals, so I'll probably donate to some animals, you know, because people are so messed up and they're also mean and terrible to each other that we deserve what we got going on and we deserve what we're getting and what we're gonna get. You feel me?
Yeah. So you're gonna give the
Right.
animals your money? You're gonna just go to the zoo and start giving them money?
No, like to some like organization that like
Oh, 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 okay.
a shelter or something. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
some
know.
like
I was just messing with you.
poor dog doesn't
I
have
didn't
a
think you were gonna just go to random parks and start handing out money to dogs,
no, hell no, 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 no.
Yeah.
But
Just like
it's
put
probably
it in
gonna
your collar
be
as they walk off,
yeah.
pet them and just like slide it underneath.
Yeah, be like
Um, yeah. Make it rain.
exactly on them animals, yeah. No, but people are animals and they're the worst animals in the world. Yeah. It's deep.
Yeah.
And I'm a very deep person, you know, and especially like the more weight cuts I've been through, the more kind of psychotic I get, you know, like it is the truth. Yeah, you get kind of crazy a little bit, you know. But I'm okay with that, you know. I signed up for this and in a little bit after we're done talking, I have to go for another run, you know, because the way has to be done.
Right.
But, you know, I'm dedicated. My whole team is dedicated and we're family, so
Awesome.
let's get it done.
Well, I'll let you get to your run, and I know you're gonna end up winning this next fight as well. So we could talk again after that if you want it, up to you. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hold
And
on, let me promote my
yes,
fight last
please
one last
do.
time. Hey, Thursday, this Thursday, everybody. I feel like I think it's 6 p.m. or something. It starts. Everybody watch instead of Atlanta versus Philly, the rematch. We're gonna fight Miami now. So y'all get ready, be there, and support us as a team because we are the best team on the damn league. And I promise y'all, we're gonna make it to the damn finals. Everybody knows this. Philly
Awesome.
only won. Philly only won because they kept fucking fighting in their hometown. So, but yeah, let me be nice again.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me before we go?
Yeah, I do. What made you get into this?
So, I mean, it's do you want a long story or a short story?
Short story cut to like
Okay. All right. So, um, the whole, I guess, like point A to point Z is in my life, I want to create films. And so, part of that started because 8 years ago, I was in a coma, and the doctors had told my parents that best case scenario, I was going to be in a vegetative state the rest of my life.
Can I ask what happened to you?
I had all kinds of seizures one day. My brain was swelling to be bigger than my head. So it
For
was a
no reason?
medically induced. What?
For no reason? Like no
For no
reason?
reason. Yeah, no reason.
Wow.
No reason. My brain was swelling. And so it was a medically induced coma. And in order to calm the brain waves down. So I had all these crazy dreams while I was in it. I
I was
thought they
about to
were,
ask you, but I let
yeah.
you talk. Yes. What kind of dreams did you have? Tell me.
Uh, so So this is one there was one dream where I was sitting in a chair and I was watching this like UFC All Access special about Conor McGregor, and I wanted to go grab my notebook so I could take notes about what I was learning. But I had this like in real life because I was paralyzed on the left side of my body. I had this boot that was put on my foot to hold it in place. And so I was like, I couldn't get up, I couldn't move, and it felt like the boot was what was holding me there. It felt like it was like a cinder block. But when, in reality, I was just paralyzed on that side.
Yeah.
And so in the dream, I was like trying to get out of the chair and trying to move so I could go get my notebook from my car, but I couldn't move. And yeah, so like there was that tied in with Conor McGregor. And then there was another one where I was having in the dream, it was my 21st birthday, but in reality, I was about to turn 23. And so in the dream, I had this like alcohol vending machine at the party, and I had invited this girl that I had met in the lobby, who was in actuality this girl I knew in real life and was kind of seeing at the time. And so I had invited her and she had invited all these random people, and then they start trashing the place. And her and her friend had like got me tied to the bed, and you know, and then like started taking pictures of me and then posting it onto social media. And then I was seeing it go all over the news worldwide. And like, and then I was like, I remember in the dream looking outside on this brick building, and it was like a picture of me and that was going viral. And then in that same dream, there was like Nick and Nate Diaz had posted an Instagram video about that photo, and they were like, yo, fuck you guys for messing with him. He doesn't even know where he's at right now. And then they were like, we got your back, homie. Push the positivity. And, you know, so that was like really cool. And then it was awesome to see because I didn't even really know who Conor McGregor was at the time, but it was really cool to see.
Oh, that's crazy, man. We can talk
So,
about this
but
all
like,
day
look,
long.
hang on, let me finish this one point. So
Yeah.
it was really crazy to see because they ended up fighting right when I woke up. It was like after I had woken up, it was announced that they were going to be fighting like a week, 2 weeks later. And it was like, holy shit. And like, yeah. And that was when
Can
they
I
had
ask
their
you, do
first
you
fight.
believe in like because I do like ghosts and crazy stuff, like that's why I was asking you about this because it's crazy. Because I believe in that stuff too. I've experienced so many weird stuff that I cannot explain. So
Right.
I completely believe you. But you didn't have any like nightmares, like bad nightmares?
That was probably the worst of the dreams was being tied naked to the bed and having the photo go naked, you go like viral of me. Um, but it was more humiliating because I had believed the girls like were gonna, obviously be good to me,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it ended up going the opposite direction. Um, but it was what it was. It was a dream, thankfully. But anyway, so like let me get back to the original point of this
No,
COVID
because it is so important.
story.
Like I believe this world is might be like I have a couple of versions. Like we might be living in some kind of simulation.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I wanna talk on that, because I believe that. But let me finish this, please. So, um, so I was in a coma for about 3 weeks, and then when I woke up, they brought me to a rehab center to teach me to walk again. I was
Yeah.
paralyzed on the left side of my body. I had lost 30 pounds in that coma. I'm not a big guy to begin with, so like 30 pounds was about the same for you because I walk around 140. Um,
Yeah.
and I was about 150 at that time. So, anyways, I, ended up waking up, going to the rehab center, and they told me that I was going to be there probably a year, a few months to a year. And I said, well, no offense, doctor, but you don't know me. I'm going to be home next week. And he started laughing at me. He's like, I have no idea where you're getting that from. It's going to be at least a few months and then we can talk. And I said, well, no offense, doctor, but you don't know me. I am going to be home next week. And
Yeah.
a week that day, I was back home. So
Hell
when I
yeah.
made it back home, thank you. When I made it back home, one of my friends had told me write down everything about the experience because she knew I was going to want to create something with it.
Yeah.
And so when that whole COVID shutdown happened, I turned it into a movie script, got it properly formatted, copyrighted, everything. And that's what I want to create in my life. It's called Coma Dreams. A coma is just a comma in your life. And
That's-
thank you. But I have like all kinds of different, movie scripts and stories that I want to create films for. And like you were
Off the
talking about
screen,
the
we're gonna have
tricks,
to talk. Off the
what?
screen.
Of
Off
course,
the screen, we're gonna have to talk.
of course. We
If
can
you
definitely
say
talk.
it, I mean.
But I'm gonna share this idea because you were talking about living in a simulation, kind of like the Matrix. Okay, so the first time that I ever did LSD, I had the realization that my life is the Coach Bergen show, CBS, and
Hell
CBS
yes, I'm doing this. I'm
and
telling
yeah,
you.
CBS puts out the Coach Bergen show, and that's why I didn't die in the coma because I'm their main character. So they can't let me die yet. They need the show to keep going. So yeah, I kind of live my life as if it's the Truman Show, except it's the Coach Bergen show. And so, like, have you ever seen the movie The Truman Show with
Mm-mm.
Jim?
No,
Okay,
but you don't have to show me.
you should watch that. I will make sure to send you, info on it.
Yeah,
But
you
any
should.
the person who so Jim Carrey stars in it, and his life is a TV show, and he doesn't know it. And then he starts like kind of figuring it out, and all these weird things keep happening to try to prevent him from figuring it out and try to prevent him from learning. And throughout the film, there's this girl that he wants to be with, and the creator keeps like doing these weird things to prevent him from being able to be with her. And so he ends up settling for his wife and just living his normal everyday life and whatever, whatever. But everybody in his life is just an actor, and he doesn't know it. And so
I'm
the
getting
guy,
shivers. I believe in all this shit.
the guy who created that show in like within the movie is named Christoph, and I had the realization that it was my friend who's creating this show, the Coach Bergen show. I had the realization it's my friend Crystal, and so it was like very trippy and weird. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I want to use this platform to do, is to help share my story, help inspire people, and then be able to ideally meet people to help me put this together and
Hell
help me
yeah.
towards it. And I
Hell
figure if I share the stories enough, eventually opportunity will come from it.
yeah, but people will think you're crazy because that's why I keep my mouth shut because I believe in the same shit you do. But I kind of keep my mouth shut unless I know you and I'm like, hey, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in conspiracies?
I
I
have a
do.
girl, I'm pretty convinced, and her name is Victoria. And so that first time that I did LSD, I kid you not, I had saw this girl named Victoria about 20 different times, and every time I saw her, I would share with her the new realizations that I had. And yeah, and I've met
You wanna
over
be
a
a
hundred
goddess,
boys.
you're like person that looks over you because I'll tell you this. It's fucking DMT story.
Yep.
And I never done DMT. I only did it once in my life and it was like a year ago. Last summer, actually. And I was with my friend at a pool and he's just like and because I teach like boxing at a gym and stuff. He's just a person who like comes in and but he does his own thing, like a little bit weirdish, but not really. And he's like, "Hey, you wanna do DMT?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he told me about his like before we did it, he told me about his like depression, his crazy stories because he was from India, and his stories about his parents. Anyways, long story short, not to keep you up there, but yeah, dude was like literally, we were like at the pool and he was calm as hell, man. But I took a hit because I smoked this. I laid on the ground, and during that time I was in a very toxic relationship who was like really abusive and beating me up and super fucking crazy about like, hey, you come home 2 minutes late, you're already fucking gonna get banged up, basically type of shit, you know? And yeah, it's a hard time to think about, but yeah, whatever. And then I was like at this fucking pool, this guy doing smoking DMT, and this guy is just my friend.
Yeah.
And I just like, as soon as it hit me, I just like laid down, and I was just like fucking out of it, like in a different world. Like it was crazy. And I saw like all like patterns. And then I had this lady, not lady, it was just a spirit, man. It was just somebody who, it was so scary because she put her hands under my back because I was laying down because I just like went back, like, you know.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry, baby, you're safe. I love you. And you know who I realized I was? It was me. It was insane. Me, but not me. If you know
Oh,
what I mean. It was
yeah.
a whole fucking trip.
That's crazy.
And then like 10 minutes later, I was like fine, obviously, but you know. It was a crazy story. I cannot believe I'm showing all this on fucking TV. No, not TV, but you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying, and I can always take it that you want me to take out. That's fine. A story that you just reminded me of, like on LSD trip the same time. So yeah, like I said, my name is Matt. I do go by Coach, but I remember when it first started kicking in. I was walking down this path. I was at a music festival, and there was this
You went
dude
to do
walking.
DMT on a music festival? You're crazy.
No, I didn't do music fest. No, no, not DMT, LSD. I've never,
Oh my
I've
god,
never done,
that's a bad story too.
I've
Can't.
never
You can't do
done
that.
LSD.
That's a personal trip. You can't be going out there partying like that. No, no. But tell me your story.
Okay. So when it started kicking in, I was walking down this path and there was this dude walking from another path and he was going to go onto the same one I was turning onto. And I don't know how I knew that, but I kind of knew it. And so then he looks at me and I looked at him and then he points at me. I point back at him and he goes, "You're awesome."
You wanna fight,
I
bro?
go, "You're awesome too." And we put our arms around each other. We start walking down this path together, never seen each other before in our lives. And I'm like, "What's your name, bro?" He goes, "Matt, what's yours?" And I'm like, "No way, I'm Matt." And I kid you not, I saw this dude 30 fucking times that night. And then when, like, because I couldn't find my campsite, which is a whole other story, I ended up going to sleep at the part of the festival that I worked at called the Holistic Village. And so when I had woken up there, I noticed there was somebody staring at me. And if it was anybody else, I would have freaked out, but it was Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so the first thing he would always ask me when he saw me was, "How are you, Matt?" And then I would say, "I'm great, Matt. How are you?" And it was almost like a reminder from the universe to make sure I'm checking in with myself, to make sure I'm enjoying life, doing what
I was
I want.
about to tell you this was the same person you are.
Yes.
I was about
And
to say that too.
I've literally only met him this one like trip, and then when I woke up from it. So I assume he's real because I wasn't tripping when I woke up. But like yeah. So
Trips are real.
yeah, it was a crazy
Trips are real.
experience. And
Yeah.
that's gonna definitely go into one of the films that I create.
When
Uh,
we meet, we're gonna trip together.
okay, that sounds great. You're in Atlanta, Georgia, you said?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Okay, got you. I'm in Connecticut, but at some point in time, I am gonna move down to Florida. Um,
Okay, that's not
so
terrible.
that won't be as far. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll definitely trip at some point in life. That sounds great.
Yeah, you
And
better condition off. Like, you know,
yeah,
you don't
no,
want to have them this recording about tripping and shit.
all right, I'll take all of that out.
Okay.
I'm glad that we got to do this today.
I
And
know, me too.
so one of the things that I want to do with Only Fighters is like treat it as if it's like a channel, almost like it's its own Netflix with different shows on it.
Yeah.
And so having different fighters hosting their own vlog and then having different game shows was an idea I've been kind of throwing around. And then I want to definitely have different podcasts on it. I have a few that I'm gonna be like collaborating with that like already exist that are just gonna get posted, like reposted, I guess, on
Yeah.
our channel. And then I want to create one specifically. This is the one that you come to mind for, that I'm going to call it Tinfoil Hat. And we're going to go over different conspiracy theories.
I'm so in. I promise
Uh,
you.
awesome.
I
Cool.
promise you. I promise
Awesome.
you, I'm so in.
So we'll definitely get that started in the next, like, definitely June, definitely early June. We can get that started. I want to try and get like a consistent-ish type of time frame, so that way it's done every week or so, even if it's every other
People
week,
gonna get
whatever.
like,
And
yeah,
then, that way we can have like each episode will have its own conspiracy theory that we'll talk about and go over and whatever. And so
that's a best idea.
so like I want to also have different fighters be like guest hosts. So you
Yeah.
would be one of them, and then there's a fighter who's also a bare knuckle fighter. His name is Ray Pell, and BKFC. But anyway,
Yeah.
then I have this grappler that I work with that she's gonna possibly be involved with it, and then this lady that she does interviews. She has her own podcast. And yeah, so we're gonna just like
Let's get it done. I think
happen.
it's a beautiful thing you're doing.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it, and I'm happy we got to do this today.
I
And
know.
yeah, so I don't know, we'll talk again, but I will get this edited and uploaded for you as soon as I can.
And send it to me as well, okay, please, so
I'm
I
gonna
can
send
post.
it first. It's
Okay,
gonna
but
be an unlisted link, so that way only the people with the link can see it. Okay, so you'll see it because I'm gonna send you the link, and then
yeah.
you can make sure that it's how you want it. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm still a little bit confused, but I also just ate that before we started talking, so
You
it's kind of
too.
in.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
awesome! It makes it work so much easier. Um, so I'm gonna have to rewatch this, which I'm gonna need to do to edit it anyway. But like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this to make sure I take out the parts you want me to take out, whatever.
Yeah, just that one
Uh,
part I told you about the.
So yeah. Okay, all right. We'll keep the DMT stuff in there.
Yeah, hell yes, yes, we will. And you know what? This is like a fucking Joe Rogan's episode. I promise you.
Why not? Why not? You
It
know,
really is. It's
back to
awesome. I'm proud of you as hell. Like, you are a great
thank,
interviewer or talker, whatever you call this.
thank you,
Podcaster.
thank you. I try
Yeah,
my best. You know, I feel like it's definitely a skill I have, but
you do.
it's you know, yeah, it's life. It's just it's the Coach Bergen show. You know.
I feel you. I feel you. Well,
Yeah.
you let me know and hit me up. Also, just go ahead like whenever you want because we have so much in common. It's crazy.
Of
We're
course,
gonna
I love
talk
it.
more. Text me a
Of
number.
course,
We're gonna talk more.
of
We're
course,
crazy. We're
of
crazy
course,
together.
of course. That sounds great. We'll fall in love and plan our wedding.
Uh,
All
love
right.
you.
Love you
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.